How's it going, everybody? We had a pretty good response about our Burbot Bash video, so I was just going to make another one kind of explaining what gear we used, what we kind of liked about it, what we didn't. Um, this is our first year doing it, so we don't really know what the heck we're doing. But just a few tips and pointers that we learned that maybe will help somebody else out down the road. One of the videos we watched is they took a Daredevil spoon and took the glow-in-the-dark paint from Sportsman's Warehouse, this stuff right here, and I think he put white on as a base, the same brand, and then put the glow over it. We kind of did a few different things with ours. This one, I filed off all the red and left the white there in the middle. This one I did not paint on the back, but a few of the other ones I did. We just went to Walmart and bought a value pack. There's like, I don't know, 6 different sizes in there, and then we bought a few half ouncers. Those work pretty good as a jigging setup. They didn't do very well as a dead stick. And on the treble hook, I just hooked the meat off the one hook. They seem to glow pretty good. About 20 minutes max, they would be lit pretty good. Did 2 to 3 coats for maximum glow on those. Everywhere else that we talked to and everybody else that gave us input said half inch to 3 ounce or half ounce to 3/4 ounce jigs. And we bought some of those off Amazon, which is these big suckers. That's the 3/4 ounce right there. They're just some no-name brand. Can't remember the name of them. And then we got these half ouncers. They were okay, but we didn't catch any fish on those. We had them running with this no-name glow-in-the-dark octopus tube thing, and then we had glow-in-the-dark crawfish scent inside that tube. Didn't get any hits on those. The only thing that we caught fish on was this little UV powered jig head, 1/4 ounce, with a Gary Yamamoto curly tail with a piece of sucker meat on it. That right there is what we caught, I don't know, 75% of our fish on. So after that first day, we kind of figured we're using too big of a setup with the half ounce and 3/4 ounce jig heads. The spoons were all right, you know, as far as jigging and all that, but they did not do very good dead stick. I can't remember. I think this is the half ounce. We had all the way down. I don't even know what the value pack was on that as far as their size ratio, but we had a pretty good size span with those. So we stopped for our second day. We went and bought some of these little glittery 1/4 ounce jigs, and we use those with the Gary Yamamoto curly tails as well. We got one hit the rest of that night. This is the only fish that decided to swim past us that day. So my advice, stick to the 1/4 ounce. You don't really need to go much bigger than that, unless you know exactly where the monsters are, the monster size burbot. This 1/4 ounce, you know, that'll fight a pretty big fish even if it decides to come by and hit it. So we just bought most of our stuff off Amazon except for the green and the UV powered jig head. We just picked those up at, I think the orange one we got at Sportsman's, and the green one we got at the gas station Sinclair in Manila. So just keep it small. Them Gary Yamamoto curly tails, they glowed pretty well, probably 15 minutes tops. You want to be recharging those. We just used UV lights that we got off Amazon, the multi-stage 2-in-1 light. That was a really good light, charged everything really fast. But definitely when we go back next year, we'll be running smaller jigs with the Gary Yamamoto curly tails. As far as locations, we got on several forums. As far as where the ice was at, we had to kind of play with that. The ice didn't really extend into the Utah side this year, so we were in Wyoming for every time we fished, we was in Wyoming. So we just got on a couple of forums and asked several people, we're fishing for our first year, where should we go? Simple stuff like that. And we got a lot of good responses from people telling us where to go. The road conditions vary. Some of them were plowed, some of them weren't. If the wind's blowing, which it usually always is, there's going to be drifts. So chain up, get ready for that. But it's definitely a good time. Burbot down there at Flaming Gorge are so fun to catch. It's a fun species to try and target and learn. So if there's any other questions about how we did it or what we did different than what else you've heard or watched or read, just leave us a comment and we will try and get back to you.